An alien girl accidentally drinks a human military serum, awakening powers she never imagined, but with a price she cannot control. Her body surges with energy, instincts sharpen beyond reason, and every thought is consumed by the overwhelming force coursing through her veins. As ancient beings, deadly predators, and interstellar threats close in, she discovers that the true power lies not in the serum, but in the humans who refuse to be defeated. Will she survive? Can she control it? And what happens when humanity itself proves that no challenge is too great? Watch to witness courage, intelligence, and the unbreakable human spirit collide with the unknown. Click play to join the fight and see how humans conquer the impossible. The laboratory hummed with cold, clinical precision. Vexa, an alien girl from the distant system of Zera, moved cautiously among the rows of glass vials and humming containment units. Her emerald eyes reflected the soft blue glow of the bioluminescent instruments, every flicker of light highlighting the delicate ridges along her skin. Curiosity had always been her greatest strength, and sometimes her greatest weakness. A vial, unmarked and shimmering faintly red, caught her attention. It was small, unassuming, and utterly forbidden. She tilted it, curious about the strange scent that rose like a warm wind through the air. One careless sip, and the world changed. The human military serum, designed in secrecy to enhance aggression, strength, and desire, coursed through her veins with alarming intensity. Her body burned with unfamiliar fire, a pulse of power she could not yet control. Her thoughts raced, tangled between fear and fascination. Outside the lab, the sounds of human soldiers echoed through the corridors, their boots striking the metallic floors like the heartbeat of the universe itself. Vexa staggered, clutching the vial as if it were both a lifeline and a curse. Suddenly, the doors blasted open and Captain Ryland stormed in, his armor gleaming under the harsh lights, his eyes sharp, calculating, unwavering. He assessed the situation in a single glance, his mind already racing through contingency protocols. "Step away from the serum," he commanded, voice low but powerful, carrying the weight of every battlefield he had ever survived. Vexa turned toward him, the effects of the serum making her movements jerky yet strangely graceful, her mind a whirlwind of confusion and curiosity. Yet even in her altered state, she sensed something extraordinary about these humans. They carried themselves with a confidence born not from arrogance, but from the sheer certainty of surviving impossible odds. They were unpredictable. They were brilliant. They were dangerous, and she felt herself drawn to them, unwillingly, irresistibly. Ryland stepped closer, his eyes never leaving hers, his presence both threatening and protective. "You do not understand what you have ingested," he said. "This serum is not for play. It is a weapon. And you," he hesitated for a fraction of a second, "might be the first alien who can handle it." Vexa's body trembled, a surge of energy pushing her forward, testing boundaries she had never known existed. And yet, a strange part of her mind recognized the humans not just as aggressors, but as pioneers. They had survived worlds that crushed civilizations, solved problems that destroyed empires, and stood defiant in a galaxy that devoured the weak without mercy. Her instinct screamed at her to flee, to resist, but the allure of their strength, their courage, their singular uniqueness anchored her. A distant explosion rocked the facility. Ryland's squad shouted orders, running to intercept the threat, while Vexa stumbled after them, unsure if she was ally or danger. Every step she took revealed the raw power humans wielded, not just in muscle or technology, but in will, intellect, and adaptability. She felt herself changing, her alien physiology learning, adapting, reacting to this human aggression in ways that surprised even her. A wall of fire erupted ahead, and Ryland dove through it, pulling Vexa to safety in a move that defied physics. Her chest heaved as the serum amplified every sensation, every sound, every touch. Every heartbeat became an electric signal coursing through her body. And yet, beneath the chaos, a realization struck her with cold clarity. These humans were not just survivors. They were creators of destiny, architects of courage in a universe designed to crush the unworthy. As the alarms blared and the building shook, Vexa understood that nothing, not even the serum, could overshadow the indomitable will of these humans. She was both terrified and exhilarated, caught in a storm of power that only humans could generate. and she had no idea how to control it. Ryland's voice cut through the roar, steady, commanding. "Trust us," he said, extending his hand. "You might survive this, if you're willing to learn." Her heart raced, the serum pulsing, yet a spark of something else, something purely human, stirred within her. The next explosion shook the ceiling loose, and fire rained down in golden shards. Ryland grabbed her, and for a brief moment, time slowed. In that suspended second, Vexa realized that survival was more than strength. It was courage, intelligence, and a bond forged in adversity. And humans were proof that even impossible could be conquered. A shadow moved across the burning corridor. Something ancient, alien, a predator from beyond the stars, hunting with lethal intent. Ryland's grip tightened. "Ready?" he asked. Vexa nodded, the serum thrumming through her veins, her alien instincts screaming, yet her mind, for the first time, aligned with the humans around her. The predator crashed through the scorched corridor, a towering mass of sinew and armor, its claws scraping molten metal like knives through paper. Vexa's body reacted before her mind could catch up, the serum amplifying every reflex, every heartbeat, every flicker of adrenaline. Ryland did not flinch. His eyes narrowed, scanning the creature, calculating angles, weaknesses, possibilities. "Stay close," he shouted, barreling forward with precision, his armor plating taking impacts that would have shattered lesser beings. Vexa stumbled after him, but her body had begun to harmonize with the serum's power. She moved faster than she thought possible, dodging debris and arcs of fire, her alien physiology almost matching the human's perfect synchronization. The predator roared, a sound that made the walls vibrate and rattled the very floor beneath them. Ryland dove aside, rolling past a falling beam, and fired a pulse round from his weapon. The projectile hit the predator's shoulder, tearing through its thick hide, but it barely slowed. Vexa froze for a fraction of a second, terror gripping her, and then something extraordinary happened. Her alien senses, enhanced by the serum, identified a pattern in the predator's movement, a rhythm in its attacks that humans would exploit in battle. She grabbed a fallen pipe, swinging with unnatural speed, striking the predator's leg. The creature stumbled, a crack echoing through the ruined lab. Ryland's gaze sharpened. "Good. Keep that up." Humans had a way of turning the impossible into opportunity, of seeing openings where the universe itself offered none. Vexa realized with awe that she was learning from them, not just observing, but becoming part of the strategy. Another explosion rocked the ceiling, sending sparks raining down like meteor showers. Ryland's squad formed a protective circle, their weapons synchronized, their movements a deadly dance honed through years of impossible missions. "Focus its center mass," Ryland ordered. "Hit it together, now." The squad unleashed a volley of energy rounds, each shot precise, intelligent, ruthless. The predator roared in pain and rage, but every strike, every maneuver, every tactical decision came from a human's unyielding will survive. Vexa lunged again, striking at the creature's weak spots, her enhanced senses revealed. The predator stumbled, and for the first time, she saw it falter. Ryland's hand brushed hers as he shouted, "Now!" Together, human and alien, serum-enhanced and fearless, they pressed the attack. The predator collapsed, but the building around them groaned, unstable and trembling as if the universe itself was judging them. Ryland pulled Vexa close, his voice steady amidst chaos. "You survived this, but the universe is full of creatures far worse than this one." Vexa's chest heaved, her mind racing with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. She had tasted the power humans wielded, not just in technology, but in courage, in strategy, in sheer determination to stand against the impossible. Suddenly, a deep vibration shook the floor, and the lab's outer walls cracked. From the fissure, an ancient presence emerged, a massive, otherworldly intelligence, its eyes glowing like stars gone supernova. It was neither beast nor machine, but something far older, far wiser, far more dangerous. Ryland's jaw tightened. Humans face the impossible and survive. That is our gift. That is our curse. The ancient being spoke, not in words, but in a resonance that shook every molecule around them. Vex's serum-augmented mind screamed in warning, but Ryland stepped forward unafraid. "Show me what you have," he said. "We will not break. We will adapt. We will survive." The ancient presence pulsed with energy, an overwhelming force designed to crush civilizations. And yet, humans, against all odds, stood defiant, a single flame against the void. Vexa looked at them, awe and fear mingling, and realized that this was only the beginning. The universe was dangerous. Ancient powers waited in silence, and impossible challenges would rise. But humans proved again and again that intelligence, courage, and the will to survive could rewrite fate itself. And as the ancient presence advanced, the serum within her pulsed, matching the rhythm of human defiance. Ryland extended his hand once more. "Are you ready to see what humanity is truly capable of?" Vexa nodded, the fire within her mingling with the fire of humans, and together they faced the impossible. The ancient presence slammed into the floor, sending shockwaves that threw Vexa and the squad across the shattered lab. Ryland rolled to his feet, ignoring the pain in his shoulder, his gaze locked on the colossal entity that defied description. "This is what the universe looks like when it underestimates humans," he growled, activating his armor's energy shields. Vexa struggled to stand, her limbs trembling from the serum's aggressive effects and the sheer force of the impact. Her alien senses screamed danger, but something deeper, a spark ignited by watching these humans, pulled her forward. Ryland charged, flanking the creature as the squad moved with mechanical precision, creating a human storm of strategy and audacity. Every strike, every calculation, every maneuver carried the weight of countless battles fought on worlds that no alien had survived. The ancient presence lashed out with tendrils of raw energy, smashing through walls, tearing through reinforced steel, yet the humans advanced. Vexa, her reflexes now in perfect sync with the serum and her alien instincts, intercepted one of the energy tendrils of the metallic beam, redirecting it into a support pillar. The pillar exploded. The creature staggered, and Ryland barked orders. "Target the core. Focus fire. No hesitation." Vexa felt a thrill unlike anything before. Humans did not wait for perfection. They acted with courage, intelligence, and resolve, creating opportunities where none existed. She mirrored their movements, striking precise points on the entity, amplifying their attack. The being roared, a sound that shattered windows and rattled teeth, yet had not anticipated the combination of human ingenuity and Vexa's alien-enhanced power. Ryland pressed closer to the entity's glowing core, his mind calculating trajectories, weaknesses, energy flows. He was a living blueprint of human perseverance. Vexa's serum surged, making her senses painfully acute. Every vibration, every pulse, every flicker of the ancient being's energy was now a signal she could read, a code she could exploit. The squad fired synchronized volleys, their shots interweaving with Vexa's strikes. The ancient presence faltered for the first time, its massive form trembling, an unfamiliar sensation washing over it. Resistance. Ryland's eyes blazed. Never underestimate humans. Adapt, endure, overcome. Vexa felt a surge of pride, terrifying, exhilarating, that her survival depended on humans, yet humans thrived because they were worthy of survival. Suddenly, a fissure opened in the ceiling, revealing a sky torn with energy storms and alien warships circling above. "They are coming," muttered one of Ryland's squad members, voice steady despite the chaos. "The universe will test us, but humans rise to every test." Vexa looked up, awe striking her. The vastness of space, the scale of threats, the impossible odds, they meant nothing against the indomitable will of humanity. Ryland extended his hand to her once more. "Stay with us. Learn. Fight. Survive. Humanity does not yield, not ever." Vexa grasped his hand, the serum thrumming violently in her veins, her alien body trembling from the surge of power, yet her mind aligned with human resolve. The ancient presence gathered its strength for a strike that could annihilate the entire facility, a force beyond comprehension. But humans never face the impossible alone. Ryland shouted, "Brace yourselves." Humanity shows no fear, and as the being unleashed its devastating power, Vexa felt the energy surge through her, synchronized with the humans around her, transforming fear into pure defiance. Every wall cracked, every floor trembled, yet the humans pressed forward, relentless, unyielding, a storm of intelligence, courage, and strategy. The fight had only begun. And somewhere deep within the universe, new threats stirred, ancient powers awakened, and impossible waited for the next challenger. Vexa understood one truth with terrifying clarity. Humans were not merely survivors. They were destiny itself. The ancient presence's energy waves slammed into the squad, knocking Rylan and Vexa to the ground. The lab shuddered violently, metal groaning, sparks flying, and smoke curling through the air like ghostly fingers. Vexa's body surged with the serum, her muscles coiling, her reflexes sharper than ever. Rylan groaned, rolling to his feet, scanning the battlefield with the practiced precision of a human who had faced countless impossible scenarios. "Regroup. Keep the pressure on," he barked. His voice cut through the chaos like a blade. Vexa stumbled toward him, her alien limbs moving faster than they had ever moved. Yet her mind was learning, adapting to human tactics at a terrifying speed. The ancient being raised its massive arm, a vortex of raw energy forming at its core, threatening to erase everything in its path. Rylan's eyes narrowed. Humans do not break. Humans do not run. Humans fight. He charged forward, leading the squad in a coordinated assault, weaving through the debris, dodging energy blasts, using every ounce of human ingenuity to exploit the creature's slightest hesitation. Vexa mirrored his movements instinctively, striking at the glowing nodes of energy that pulsed along the creature's form. Every pulse of the serum in her veins sharpened her awareness, allowing her to anticipate the being's attacks just as humans anticipated enemy movements with instinctive genius. The ancient presence roared, its voice echoing like a collapsing star, and yet humans pressed forward, relentless. Rylan leaped onto a chunk of fallen debris, using it as leverage to fire a high-intensity energy charge directly into the creature's weak point. The blast exploded in brilliant light, and the being staggered, forcing it to retract one massive limb. Vexa seized a moment, slamming her strength-enhanced arm into another energy node, sparks flying, the air around her crackling with raw power. Humans had a way of turning impossible odds into opportunities, of seeing patterns that no other species could perceive, and she, Vexa, was learning it, feeling it, becoming part of it. A deafening screech filled the lab as the ancient presence adapted, summoning tendrils of energy from the walls, floor, and ceiling, forming a living cage around them. Rylan's grin was dangerous, defiant, perfect, shows us exactly how smart humans can be under pressure. He dashed forward, analyzing the structure of the energy cage, calculating where pressure points would collapse it, where their attacks would be most effective. Vexa followed, her alien body moving in perfect harmony with his orders, each strike, each dodge, a testament to human resilience and creativity. The energy cage began to crack under their coordinated assault, sparks raining down, the roar of the ancient presence growing in frustration. Vexa's chest heaved, serum thrumming, her mind a storm of alien instinct and human-trained strategy. Every strike they delivered, every maneuver, every calculated risk revealed one undeniable truth. Humans were not merely survivors. They were masters of the impossible. Rylan's voice cut through the chaos. This ends now. Humanity survives, and humanity triumphs. Vexa felt a surge of exhilaration and fear, a combination she had never experienced before, as the ancient being's energy began to fracture under human ingenuity. And in that moment, she realized that nothing in the universe, not the oldest powers, not the deadliest predators, not even a serum that pushed her to the edge, could overpower humans when they acted with courage, intelligence, and unity. The ground beneath them cracked further, a warning of collapse, yet Rylan's eyes never wavered. "Hold on," he shouted, and together, human and alien, serum-enhanced and determined, they pressed forward into the heart of the storm. The ancient presence's eyes flared, a final pulse of unimaginable energy building in its core. The strike tore through reality, a pulse of energy so immense it bent light, twisted sound, and rattled the very atoms of the lab. Vexa felt the serum flare violently in her veins, her body nearly overwhelmed. Yet her mind remained sharp, attuned to Ryland's commands, to human strategy to survival. Rylan planted his feet firmly, using the shaking debris as leverage, and shouted, "Humans do not yield. Humans adapt." With the squad flanking him, every soldier moved like a living weapon, exploiting the cracks in the ancient presence's defense. Vexa lunged forward, targeting the glowing energy nodes, her strikes perfectly synchronized with a human barrage of firepower. The ancient presence howled, a sound that threatened to shatter eardrums and crush minds, yet the humans pressed on, fearless, relentless, unstoppable. "Focus on the core," Rylan yelled, and Vexa understood instinctively. She dove, her enhanced reflexes allowing her to maneuver through a barrage of energy tendrils, landing directly on the creature's central energy nexus. The Serum pulsed, amplifying every strike, every motion, turning her alien body into a living conduit of precision and strength. Rylan fired a pulse cannon into the same point, his aim flawless, his calculation perfect. The explosion ripped through the air, the ancient presence staggering back, energy surging wildly, reality itself warping around them. Yet the humans did not stop. Humans never stopped. They adapted to chaos, turned fear into strategy, and converted danger into opportunity. Vexa, gasping but exhilarated, realized something terrifyingly magnificent. These humans were not just strong. They were evolution incarnate, an apex species capable of thriving where the universe itself sought to destroy. The ancient being roared again, the sound shaking the very foundations of the station orbiting the dying planet outside. It lashed out, energy tendrils cutting through walls, ripping chunks of metal, tearing the ceiling open to space. Rylan moved like lightning, dodging, countering, calculating every attack with unparalleled skill. Keep pushing. Humans do not break. Humans create victory from chaos. Vexa mirrored his movements perfectly, her alien body now fully in sync with the human battle rhythm. Every strike fueled by the Serum and human inspiration alike. A shard of debris flew toward her at impossible speed. She caught it, using it to strike another energy node. The ancient presence staggered, its form flickering like a broken star, yet it still fought back with relentless fury. Rylan's eyes gleamed with a dangerous light. "We survive. We overcome. We are human." Vexa felt the truth of it pulse through her. Survival was not just about strength. It was about intelligence, adaptability, courage, and unshakable will. The ancient being roared one last time, energy surging to unimaginable levels. Yet humans were ready. Rylan's hand clasped hers. This is it. Humanity faces the impossible and conquers. Together, human and alien, serum-fueled and fearless, they charge into the core of the ancient power, the explosion of energy engulfing them in blinding light. And somewhere, far beyond the wreckage, the universe waited, filled with older powers, deadlier predators, and impossible challenges yet to be faced. The blinding light faded, leaving the lab in ruins, smoke curling like spectral fingers through the shattered air. Vexa blinked, the serum still coursing through her veins, her alien senses heightened beyond comprehension, yet guided now by human instincts she had absorbed in the heat of battle. Rylan stood before her, armor scorched, face streaked with soot, yet his posture radiated unshakable confidence. "We are not done," he said, voice calm but deadly, carrying the weight of every impossible fight humans had ever survived. The ancient presence writhed, fractured but not defeated, its enormous body pulsating with power older than galaxies. Vexa felt the raw energy hitting her body, threatening to overwhelm her, but Rylan extended a hand. Humans survive by acting when others hesitate. Learn this, adapt, and you will live. She mirrored his movement, firing precise strikes at the creature, the serum amplifying each motion, yet every attack was guided by human strategy. A low rumble shook the station. Through the shattered walls, she could see alien warships descending from orbit, weapons charging, their presence threatening total annihilation. Rylan's jaw clenched. Humans do not fear impossible odds. Humans create opportunity from chaos. The squad formed a protective circle, weapons blazing, moving in perfect synchronization. Vexa realized with awe that she was not merely fighting alongside them. She was learning to think like them, to see through their eyes, to embody their relentless will to survive. The ancient being lashed out with energy waves, tearing apart walls and machinery, yet the humans adapted, countering with tactics born from intellect, courage, and endless innovation. Rylan dashed toward a falling support beam, redirecting it like a living projectile, smashing into one of the creature's energy nodes. Vexa followed, her alien body moving faster than thought, striking nodes Rylan could not reach, creating a perfect convergence of human ingenuity and alien power. The entity shrieked, a sound that warped the air itself, yet humans pressed forward, fearless. From the fissure in the ceiling, a shadow passed, a larger threat approaching, an ancient warship older than entire civilizations, ready to claim the station and erase every life. Ryland's grin was sharp, dangerous, and unbroken. Good. The universe thinks it can end us. It will learn humans are not finished yet. Vexa felt a surge of exhilaration she had never known. The serum amplified her instincts, but it was the humans around her, their courage, their intelligence, their unwavering will, that truly made her feel alive. "Stand with me?" Ryland shouted. "The impossible is our playground." Together, human and alien, serum-fueled and fearless, they prepared to face not one, but multiple impossible threats. Ancient powers, alien warships, and cosmic horrors beyond comprehension. The battle was far from over. And somewhere in the endless void, the universe watched, waiting for the next test of human strength, courage, and ingenuity. Because humans do not surrender. Humans do not yield. Humans survive. And Vexa, for the first time, understood that survival in this universe meant joining them, learning from them, and becoming part of their unstoppable defiance. The station shook violently, the remnants of the lab collapsing around Vexa and Rylan. Energy arcs sizzled through the air, and the shattered windows framed the chaos of orbiting alien warships, their weapons converging on the station like predators on prey. Vexa's heart raced, her serum-enhanced physiology thrumming in tandem with the panic and adrenaline. Yet, for the first time, she did not feel fear in the same way. She felt purpose. Rylan extended his hand, steady, commanding, a human lifeline in the midst of annihilation. "Focus. Humans survive by acting, not hesitating," he said, voice carrying the authority of centuries of conflict. Vexa nodded, aligning herself with his strategy, her alien instinct sharpened but tempered by human logic and courage. The ancient presence, fractured but alive, loomed like a shattered mountain, its energy pulsing in unpredictable waves. Ryland's squad moved around her, forming a living web of offense and defense, their movements perfectly choreographed. Every soldier acted as a node in an unbreakable chain of intelligence, courage, and experience. "Target its core," Ryland shouted, scanning the entity's unstable energy nexus. "We strike together, or we die trying. And humans, we survive." The squad surged forward, weapons blazing. Pulse rounds and plasma beams struck the ancient being in coordinated precision, synchronized with Vexa's own energy-enhanced attacks. Every strike she delivered, she realized, was guided not only by the serum but by the human principle of problem-solving under pressure. Humans had survived collapsing planets, impossible ambushes, and threats that devoured civilizations entire. Nothing they could not analyze, adapt to, and overcome. The ancient being roared, a sound like collapsing stars, and its tendrils lashed out, tearing through walls and sending molten debris flying. Vexa's eyes narrowed. She had never faced such power in her life, yet she had seen humans defy the impossible countless times in these few days. She moved with purpose, striking nodes that Ryland's squad could not reach, her alien strength amplified by human tactics. For the first time, the ancient presence hesitated. It had never encountered a force so coordinated, so fearless, and so adaptive. Ryland seized the moment. "Keep the pressure on. Humans do not falter." Vexa lunged, slamming into a weakened node at the creature's core. Sparks and raw energy cascaded across her body, yet she held firm, channeling everything she had learned from the humans around her. The squad unleashed a synchronized volley at the same moment. The combined impact tore through the ancient presence, shattering part of its form, scattering energy in waves that rippled through the station. Debris fell around them, but the humans adapted, moving faster, dodging falling chunks of ceiling, using the destruction itself as cover. Vexa's mind swirled, serum-driven reflexes merging with human calculation. She had never felt so alive, so focused, so part of something greater than herself. This is humans at their peak, she thought, awe and exhilaration coursing through her veins. The ancient presence shrieked again, sending a pulse of energy that threatened to annihilate the station's core. Ryland did not flinch. Humans survive. Humans overcome. And humans create solutions when nothing else is left. He sprinted toward the heart of the energy surge, calculating angles, trajectories, and weaknesses with impossible speed. Vexa followed, striking precisely where he indicated, her alien strength now perfectly harmonized with the human squad's relentless offense. The core began to destabilize, energy ripping outward, threatening to consume them all, yet the humans advanced, fearless, relentless. For a moment, time seemed to stretch. Sparks flew, the floor buckled, walls crumbled, and the ancient presence pulsed in defiance. And then, the core exploded. A wave of energy cascaded through the station, tearing metal, hurling debris, and scattering energy tendrils like lightning across the void. Yet, somehow humans survived. Ryland shielded Vexa with his body as the explosion engulfed them, his armor glowing under the extreme energy, his voice steady. "Humans survive," he repeated, almost calmly, though the force of the blast should have obliterated them. Vexa looked around, awestruck. The ancient presence lay fractured, its energy dispersed, but not destroyed entirely. It stared at them, uncomprehending, a force older than galaxies suddenly encountering beings whose courage, intelligence, and uniqueness defied reason itself. The alien warships in orbit hesitated, scanning the destruction below. They had expected humans to be easily crushed, yet here they were, alive, organized, triumphant amidst impossible odds. Ryland grinned, battered but unbowed. Let this be a warning. Humans do not yield. Humans create victory where none should exist. Vexa felt her chest heave, Serum still thrumming, but now tempered by respect and admiration. She had drunk the human serum thinking it was merely a physical enhancement, but it was more than that. Humans carried something far stronger than any chemical boost, an unbreakable will, intelligence that could solve the unsolvable, courage that could defy annihilation, and uniqueness that made them unstoppable. She understood now why humans survived where empires and civilizations had fallen. The squad regrouped, scanning for remaining threats. Ryland's voice cut through the smoke and chaos. "We finish what we started. Humanity leaves nothing unfinished." The ancient presence shimmered, weakening but still aware, yet the humans were ready. Every movement, every strike, every calculated risk they had ever taken culminated here. Vexa glanced at Ryland. His gaze was steady, confident, unbroken. "Are you ready to finish this?" he asked. She nodded, determination blazing in her alien eyes. "With you? With humans?" Ryland extended his hand once more, a symbol not just of trust, but the indomitable will of humans to survive and overcome. Together, they advanced. The fractured ancient presence roared one final time, summoning every ounce of energy it could muster. And the humans, Ryland, Vexa, and the squad, advanced with unwavering certainty, turning the impossible into opportunity, chaos into strategy, and fear into triumph. The ancient presence roared again, a vibration that seemed to resonate across the cosmos itself. Energy spiraled outward, fracturing reality inside the station. Sparks of light streaked like meteors, and the floors beneath them groaned under the strain. Yet, Ryland did not hesitate. His armor flared as he vaulted over a collapsing beam, landing directly in the path of the creature's energy tendrils. "Humans survive by thinking, by acting, by refusing to yield," he shouted. His voice carried over the storm of destruction, unshaken, fearless, a declaration to the universe itself. Vexa mirrored his motion instinctively. The serum amplified her strength, her reflexes, but her focus now came from something deeper, something she had absorbed from humans: strategy, timing, and the courage to act against the impossible. The ancient being lashed out, energy slicing through the air like liquid fire. Vexa pivoted midair, dodging one strike, redirecting a second with her enhanced strength, her movements perfectly in sync with Ryland's commands. The squad pressed forward, each member moving as if guided by one mind. Their coordination was flawless, every shot calculated, every strike timed to exploit the creature's instability. "You see that?" Ryland said, almost to himself. "That is why humans conquer worlds. That is why humans survive the impossible. Not just strength, not just firepower, but strategy, courage, and unbreakable will." Vexa's chest heaved. She felt it in her very bones. The truth of humanity. These beings, fragile by physiology compared to countless alien species, possessed something far stronger than physical dominance. They had something the ancient presence could never understand: adaptability and ingenuity. The creature surged forward, massive and terrifying, energy crackling along its form. It aimed a concentrated blast at the squad, enough to obliterate them all in a single instant. Ryland raised a hand, calculating trajectories faster than any human brain should manage. "Move in. Now. Timing is everything." Vexa understood immediately. She leapt, striking a glowing energy node at the exact moment the creature released its blast. The explosion struck her with full force, yet she remained standing, serum-fueled and synchronized with human determination. The squad moved as one, each member striking nodes identified by Ryland's calculations. Sparks erupted, energy arcs fractured, and the ancient presence stumbled. For the first time it hesitated, not because it could not fight, but because it had never encountered an opponent that could anticipate, adapt, and exploit every opening with perfect precision. Ryland sprinted forward, his armor glowing, energy shields flaring, landing directly atop the creature's core. He fired a concentrated pulse cannon, while Vexa, beside him, slammed her enhanced strength into another core node. The combined impact sent shock waves through the being, tearing its form apart, yet continued to fight, unwilling to yield. "Humans do not surrender," Ryland shouted, voice echoing across the broken station. Vexa felt herself surge with power, not just from the serum, but from the human will that now flowed through her. She understood fully what it meant to fight alongside humans, to think like humans, to embody their resilience. Another wave of energy surged from the creature, threatening to annihilate everything. Ryland calculated, shouted, and acted, dodging the deadly arc with perfect timing. Vexa followed his lead, striking where he indicated, the nodes cracking and sparking under the combined assault. The ancient presence shrieked, a sound that would have shattered lesser beings. Yet humans advanced, fearless, relentless, precise. Vexa noticed something as they fought, tiny moments of instinct, creative improvisation, and split-second decisions that were uniquely human. When a beam threatened to crush part of the squad, one soldier rolled, and used the debris as leverage to strike a critical node. When another energy tendril wrapped around a column, another soldier detonated it with perfect timing, collapsing the structure onto another node. Every move, every action, every second revealed the genius of human adaptability. Vexa realized, finally, that humans were not just physical survivors. They were problem solvers at the extreme edge of possibility, a species designed to thrive in chaos and turn danger into opportunity. The ancient presence stumbled again, energy fracturing wildly, its attacks less coordinated, more desperate. Ryland glanced at Vexa. This is it. Together, humans survive by acting as one, by exploiting every weakness, by refusing to fear the impossible. Vexa nodded, understanding fully now what it meant to fight with humans. The serum was powerful, yes, but the real power lay in the human spirit. She leapt forward, slamming into a glowing energy node with full force. Sparks cascaded over her alien form. Ryland fired a final concentrated pulse, aimed directly at the core. The squad pressed in, striking simultaneously, creating a perfect storm of intelligence, strength, and courage. The ancient presence screamed, its massive form convulsing violently, energy fracturing, reality itself trembling under the strain. And then, silence. The energy collapsed inward, the station quaking violently. But the ancient presence was finally defeated, broken, fractured, its power dispersed into the void. The human squad remained standing, battered, bloodied, but unbowed. Their armor was scorched, their bodies bruised, yet every one of them bore the unmistakable mark of triumph. Ryland turned to Vexa, smiling faintly. This is what it means to fight with humans, to survive, to conquer the impossible. Vexa's chest heaved, Serum still coursing, yet something deeper had taken root, an understanding, a respect, and a bond she had never known. I understand now, she said, voice trembling slightly. Humans are extraordinary. Not just strong, not just fast, but unstoppable. Ryland placed a hand on her shoulder. Not just humans. We fight together. We survive together. That is the real strength. The station groaned as they moved through the wreckage, scanning for remaining threats. Alien warships above hesitated, witnessing something they had never expected. Humans standing victorious against forces far older and stronger than themselves. Vexa realized with awe that survival in this universe was not a matter of physiology or raw power alone. It was courage, intelligence, ingenuity, and the refusal to surrender, no matter how impossible the odds. Come on, Ryland said, scanning the horizon for signs of further danger. Humans do not rest. The universe is full of challenges, and we are ready for every single one. Vexa followed, her serum finally stabilizing, her alien body now perfectly in sync with the human squad's rhythm. She had begun as a curious outsider, an alien who accidentally drank a human serum. Now, she was something more, an ally, a student, and a participant in the indomitable force that was humanity. And as the station's ruins glowed under the light of distant stars, Vexa knew this truth. Humans were not just survivors. Humans were architects of destiny, conquerors of the impossible, and masters of the universe's chaos. And she would follow them anywhere, through battles, through galaxies, through dangers that no one else would dare face. The ruins of the station smoldered, metal twisted into impossible shapes, sparks cascading like miniature meteor showers across the floor. Vexa wiped ash from her skin, her chest heaving, serum still pulsing faintly, a reminder of the power she had nearly been overwhelmed by. Yet she felt alive in a way no alien had ever experienced, an understanding that courage, intelligence, and adaptability were far more potent than raw strength. Ryland scanned the shattered horizon, his eyes narrowing as he assessed the aftermath. The ancient presence lay fractured, weakened, its energy dissipating into the void, yet he knew the universe would not stay still for long. This isn't the end, he said quietly, more to himself than anyone else. Nothing in this galaxy or the next stays broken for long. The challenges will come, and humans will rise to meet them. Vexa's gaze swept across the squad. Soldiers, battered and bloodied, were already moving with precision, securing the station, analyzing damage, scanning for residual threats. They survive because they act, because they think, because they do not hesitate in the face of annihilation, she said softly, awe in her voice. It is not the serum. It is them. Ryland's gaze met hers. Exactly. Humans are not merely strong. Humans are creators of their own fate. We survive not because the universe allows it, but because we refuse to be defeated. Vex absorbed his words, the lesson etching itself deep into her alien mind. She had been curious, reckless, naive. The serum had amplified her instincts, yes, but it was humans who had guided her, taught her, inspired her to become something more. The station trembled as aftershocks of the battle rippled through its structure. Vex and Ryland steadied themselves, eyes on the distant warships that had been circling above. They are still out there, one of Ryland's squad muttered. Alien fleets. They've witnessed our survival. Ryland's jaw tightened. Good. Let them watch. Let them learn. The universe will know. Humans are not to be underestimated. Humans do not break. Humans adapt. Humans conquer. Vexa nodded, determination surging through her. She had begun this journey as an accidental participant, a foreigner in human conflict. Now, she understood that she had not just survived, she had evolved. Her eyes met Ryland's again. If I stay with you, will I be able to survive the universe? Ryland smiled faintly, his expression calm but unyielding. If you follow humans, you will not just survive. You will learn to master what no one else can. Humans survive the impossible, and you will learn to do the same. The squad moved through the wreckage with methodical precision, repairing damage, reinforcing weakened structures, analyzing the energy patterns left by the ancient presence. Vexa watched fascinated. Every action, every calculation, every move revealed the genius of humans. Not merely survival, but mastery. They do not just endure chaos, she whispered. They thrive in it. Rylan glanced at her. That's right. Chaos is where humans shine. Every threat, every challenge, every impossible situation is an opportunity to prove our ingenuity, our courage, our uniqueness. That is the difference. That is why we survive where others fail. Vexa felt something stir deep within her. The serum's influence was fading, but something permanent remained, a new understanding, a bond with humans, and an indomitable drive to face the impossible. Suddenly, sensors flared. Energy signatures spiked from multiple directions. Small alien vessels, previously hidden, emerging from the debris of the ancient presence's collapse. New threats, muttered one of the squad, and more of them than we anticipated. Rylan smiled faintly, unfazed. Perfect. Let them come. Humans are never caught unprepared. Humans innovate. Humans conquer. And we always survive. Vexa felt a thrill surge through her veins. Not fear, not panic, but exhilaration. She had learned now fully that survival was not about avoiding danger. It was about mastering it, understanding it, turning it into opportunity. She activated the last remnants of the serum, letting the energy flow through her, enhancing her reflexes as she leapt to intercept a squad of alien attackers. Rylan's voice cut through the din. Cover the flanks. Focus fire. Take nothing for granted. Vexa moved as if guided by the combined experience of every human she had witnessed in these battles. She struck nodes, redirected energy, countered attacks with precision. The squad followed, their movements synchronized to perfection, exploiting weaknesses, predicting enemy behavior, and converting every obstacle into advantage. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time felt distorted in the chaos, but Vexa never wavered. Every motion, every thought, every strike reinforced one undeniable truth. Humans were not merely strong or fast. They were extraordinary. They were creators of victory, even in the face of annihilation. As the last of the alien vessels fled into the void, the station stabilized. Energy fields repaired themselves, shields reinforced, and the humans gathered, exhausted but triumphant. Rylan turned to Vexa. Do you understand now? Humans do not just survive the impossible. Humans shape it. We adapt, we innovate, and we dominate where others fail. That is why we are the apex of the universe. Vexa nodded, awe shining in her eyes. I understand. I have learned more in these battles than I ever imagined. Humans, you are incredible. Rylan extended his hand once more. Then stay with us. Learn. Fight. Survive. And together we will shape the fate of galaxies. Vexa grasped his hand, feeling the surge of courage, strategy, and unbreakable will flow through her. She had started as an outsider, an alien who had stumbled into the chaos. Now she was part of something greater, a participant in the indomitable human spirit that defied the universe itself. The horizon beyond the station shimmered with distant stars, the wreckage of alien fleets drifting silently, a testament to human triumph. Vexa breathed deeply, the serum now fading completely, leaving her body her own, yet her mind permanently changed. She had witnessed the essence of humanity: courage, intelligence, ingenuity, and unyielding resolve. Rylan's voice broke her thoughts. The universe is far from finished. More ancient powers awaken every day. More impossible challenges emerge. But we will face them. Humans always do. And now, you will face them with us. Vex's chest swelled with determination. I will fight with you. I will learn with you. I will survive with you. Rylan smiled, a fierce, unwavering expression that spoke of countless victories yet to come. Then let us go. The universe is vast, dangerous, and full of threats that would crush lesser species. But humans thrive. And together we are unstoppable. The squad prepared the station for departure, repairing engines, reinforcing shields, scanning for any lingering threats. Vexa followed Rylan to the observation deck. She looked out the vast cosmos, alien and beautiful, terrifying and magnificent. She understood now that the universe was not a place to fear. It was a place to master. Humans did not merely survive. Humans adapted. Humans innovated. Humans conquered. And she, now fully bonded with them, would walk beside them, learn from them, and become a participant in the greatest force the galaxy had ever witnessed. The stars shimmered, distant galaxies awaiting conquest, ancient powers stirring, and impossible odds forming on the horizon. But humans would meet them all with courage, intelligence, and an unbreakable will. Vexa turned to Rylan. What next? Rylan's eyes gleamed, scanning the cosmos with the certainty of one who had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious. Next, he said, we survive, we fight. We prove that humans are the apex, no matter the threat. The universe may throw everything at us, but we adapt, we endure, and we triumph. Vexa smiled, finally understanding the truth. She had drunk the serum, felt its surge, but was humanity itself, the courage, intelligence, creativity, and uniqueness that had truly transformed her. She stepped forward, side by side with Rylan and the squad, ready to face whatever the universe had in store. The stars stretched endlessly before them, full of danger, full of opportunity, full of impossible odds. And humans would meet every challenge, conquer every threat, and survive where no one else could. Because humans do not surrender. Humans do not yield. Humans endure. Humans triumph. And Vexa, once an outsider, now fully one of them, smiled, knowing she had found her place among the greatest force in the universe. The cosmos awaited, and humanity, relentless, unstoppable, and brilliant, would shape it forever.